In this episode of the podcast, Ben Shapiro delves into the current political landscape, focusing particularly on Vice President Kamala Harris and her campaign for the presidency. Shapiro begins with critique of Harris's campaign strategy, emphasizing her struggles to connect with male voters, particularly white men. Shapiro argues that her campaign lacks authenticity and fails to resonate with this demographic, pointing to a recent political ad that he deems ineffective and poorly conceived. He critiques the ad for its condescending tone, suggesting that it reflects a fundamental misunderstanding of how to engage with male voters. He points out that the ad's messaging implies that men are inherently problematic, which he believes alienates them further. He argues that the ad fails to address the real concerns of blue-collar workers and instead focuses on a narrative that does not align with their experiences or values. Shapiro's analysis suggests that Harris's campaign is out of touch with the electorate, particularly among men who feel overlooked and undervalued. As the discussion progresses, Shapiro highlights Harris's broader campaign challenges, including her inability to effectively communicate her policies and connect with voters on a personal level. He describes her speeches as word salad, filled with vague platitudes that lack substance. He criticizes her for failing to articulate a clear vision for America, instead resorting to empty rhetoric that does not inspire confidence or trust among voters. He contrasts this with the more straightforward and policy-driven approach he believes is necessary for effective leadership. Shapiro also touches on the political dynamics within the Democratic Party, noting that Harris's campaign is struggling despite significant financial backing and media support. He points out that even with a substantial advertising budget, she remains neck and neck with Donald Trump in various polls, indicating a lack of enthusiasm for her candidacy. He attributes this to her failure to address the concerns of key voter demographics, particularly in the Rust Belt, where traditional Democratic support is waning. The conversation shifts to Harris's recent campaign appearances, including her partnership with Oprah Winfrey. Shapiro critiques this strategy, suggesting that it reflects a reliance on celebrity endorsements rather than substantive policy discussions. He argues that while celebrity appeal may attract attention, it does not translate into genuine support from voters who are more concerned with real issues affecting their lives. Shapiro further explores the implications of Harris's policies, particularly regarding economic issues. He expresses concern over her proposed tax increases and spending plans, arguing that they could have detrimental effects on the American economy. He highlights the disconnect between her messaging and the realities faced by working-class Americans, suggesting that her focus on social issues may alienate voters who prioritize economic stability. As the episode progresses, Shapiro discusses the broader implications of Harris's candidacy for the Democratic Party. He notes that her struggles reflect a larger trend within the party, where candidates are increasingly disconnected from the concerns of everyday Americans. He argues that this disconnect could have significant consequences for the party's electoral prospects in the upcoming election. Shapiro also addresses the issue of illegal immigration and its impact on the economy, citing comments from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen regarding the importance of maintaining a steady flow of immigrants. He critiques this stance, arguing that it overlooks the challenges faced by American workers and the potential consequences of unchecked immigration policies. He emphasizes the need for a balanced approach that considers both the economic contributions of immigrants and the concerns of American citizens. Towards the end of the episode, Shapiro reflects on the cultural implications of Harris's campaign and the broader political landscape. He expresses concern over the rise of narcissism and vacuousness in American politics, suggesting that candidates like Harris represent a departure from traditional values and a focus on substantive governance. He calls for a return to a more grounded approach to politics, one that prioritizes the needs and concerns of the American people over celebrity and spectacle.